Well, the historically great Boston Celtics, who have been hopping from one playoff choke job to the next for what seems like years, no, literally years, blowing a 3-2 series lead in the 2018 Eastern Conference Finals while scoring 79 points on their home floor in Game 7, then crapping out again in the Bubble Conference Finals to the 5-seeded Miami Heat, gagging all over themselves 2 years later in the NBA Finals with a 2-1 series lead against the Golden State Warriors, and then of course the historic dump in their pants last year, falling into a 3-0 series hole to the 8-seed Miami Heat before winning 3 straight to force a Game 7, only to drop the aforementioned load in their panties in a home Game 7, getting eviscerated by 19 points as an 8-point favorite.
It's a complete crap.
Oh, but it was all supposed to be different this year. And it may very well be, as there is literally nothing standing in this team's way from at minimum getting into the NBA Finals round. Their principal and really only true opposition, the Milwaukee Bucks, didn't have Giannis for the entire series against the Pacers, and they lost Dame for a couple of games as well. Yeah, they're gone. Joel Embiid, who was a shell of himself during Philadelphia's series with the Knicks, yeah, they're gone too. Boston's playoff kryptonite, the Miami Heat, who the Celtics matched up with in the first round of these playoffs, did so without playoff Jimmy Butler, Boston's daddy, who sprained his MCL in the Heat's play-in game against the 76ers. Their probable Eastern Conference Finals opponent, the New York Knicks, are already without all-star forward Julius Randle for this entire postseason, and now OG Anunoby is missing a game tonight with a hamstring injury, while their all-everything guard Jalen Brunson is also questionable tonight, hobbled with a right foot injury. This literally cannot get any more simple for this year's Boston Celtics, a team which, again, was historically excellent in the regular season. And for those of you who do not know, the C's this season posted a league best plus 11.34 point net differential per game. By far, this was the best number in the NBA this year. It was 4 full points ahead of the next best team in the league, the Oklahoma City Thunder. But the Celtics' differential per game this season wasn't just the best this year, it was the 5th best ever, behind only the 1971-72 Lakers, the 70-71 Bucks, the 95-96 Bulls, and the 2016-17 Warriors. 4 teams that each easily won the titles those seasons and are generally regarded as 4 of the best teams of all time. The 71 Bucks team, powered by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Oscar Robertson, the Wilt Chamberlain Jerry West Lakers team that still boasts the record for the longest win streak in league history at 33 straight, Jordan's 72-win Chicago Bulls team, and the Kevin Durant Golden State Warriors in year 1, their best season. And that's it. That's the list of teams better than this Boston team in this regular season. And yeah, sure, they're without Kristaps Porzingis at the moment, but Drew Holiday, who was the second best player on Giannis's Bucks a year ago, that had the best record in the NBA, is now like the 4th or 5th option on this team. And yet, they just couldn't help themselves last night at home against the Cleveland Cavaliers from reverting back to their bummish antics. After winning Game 1 by 25 points, the Celtics cruised into Game 2 as a cool 13-point favorite at home, and in a game that was tied at halftime, promptly got blown to pieces in the second half, getting outscored 64-40 in the last 2 quarters to lose the game by 24 points. Absolute breathtaking and startling futility. A glaring and inexcusable commentary of their fraud-ass, undeserving 35-year-old head coach and their alleged perennial first-team All-NBA lead dog, Jason Tatum. who just plays like a dog, and not in the good sense, in virtually every big playoff spot he ever finds himself in. Tatum now for these playoffs is averaging 21.7 points per game on barely 40% from the field and 26% from three.
It's a complete crap.
This series now shifts back to Cleveland, who has ripped the home court off of the Celtics, and even still, Boston has opened at minus 8.5 points on the road for Game 3. Speaking of which, for what it's worth, the Celtics remain substantial NBA title favorites, as they should be. But last night's game is just more compelling evidence that, as has always been the case, there is no such thing as a safe bet when dealing with these bums.